Okay. Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Is it Christmas yet? Who wants a plane that loops a loop? You still want your fucking hula hoop, huh? No, the fucking hula hoop's made out of petroleum, and petroleum's death and decay, and the largest source of petroleum is dead Persians mass murdered by Arabs that all claim to be Muslims that want to live the peace of Jesus Christ, right? Me, I want a hula hoop. I can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late. Fuck, what a bunch of assholes, man. You guys are such fucking assholes. Don't get no worser than y'all. Ain't not worser than y'all, right? In Jesus' time, because you had the Roman Empire and there was no Yelp. Hi, I'm on social media and I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and I believe we should obey the commands of Jesus Christ and make a Hajj from our office chair, because work is only after you live the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. Primero, Holmes. Antichrist Superstar. You don't think you are, huh? You're just the most precious, faithful lover. You sacrifice so much so we could all be free. My mom sacrificed so much. She gave time away to go be the top money maker, shake your money maker faker. Getting on a train that carries a heavy load that man built. But this is a man's world, but it would be nothing. Would have found a woman or a girl. Okay. If we stopped fucking and having children, okay, we still wouldn't be living the peace of the Christ, and we'd still be living the fuck to the death to the Antichrist, because, ask Pope Leo, because in order to live the peace of the Christ, you have to be fruitful, multiply, and keep holy covenants, right? It says so in the Bible. Apparently, Pope Leo is from Mississippi or New Mexico, but he's just pretending he's from Chicago. Right? He's from Illinois. They're more illiterate in Illinois than we are in Mississippi and Chicago. I mean, in Mississippi and New Mexico. New Mexico and Mississippi are the two most illiterate states in the whole country. Apparently, all presidents and all celebrities come from Mississippi and New Mexico. They're just liars and tell everybody they're from Chicago and Nueva York and Montana and Florida. We could go hiking on Tuesday. With you, I'd walk anywhere. California has warmed me right then. Last night there's the tanager. Last night I was connecting to stuff. Santa Barbara, California, if all the brilliant physicist. And, what about your kids, man? What about your kids? Well, I talked to the two oldest, and Natty told me the only reason she's talking to me because she feels sorry for me because I'm crazy. Patrick talked to me and quoted me the Bible, and then people started coming after him for money and saying that I did it, and then him and his girl won't talk to me anymore. I said, son, we got to stand up for the Lord's Prayer. I said, Natty, we got to stand up for the Lord's Prayer. As soon as somebody in the government started coming after them for money in my name, they stopped talking to me and told me I was a bad person. And my other daughter told me I was crazy because I thought I was God, just like my family. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm not that. I think I'm Andrew Willard Webber. I'm homosexual. I'd like to have sex with the cast members of the new Broadway show, Jesus Christ Superstar, and then make lots of money off of not living Islam. Okay? And then mass murder Arabs and Persians for cell phones and petroleum projects. Yes, I am the Antichrist. I am, anarchy in bedrock. I'm Fred Flintstone. I'm from New Mexico. We're the most illiterate state in the Union, and I want to be president and pope. What about Mississippi? They're munching on a dust-covered ice cream cone. Ain't nothing much to see but a starving hound run around. They don't read too good. I think I might read better. I think I'm the valedictorian of New Mexico. You're funny. No, how can I love my kids, right? All right. But you can only appreciate the kids that will stand up for the Lord's Prayer with you. You can't appreciate them telling you you're fucking batshit crazy. You think you're God. Somebody said, I owe money to them because of you. Yeah, it's the Antichrist. Stand up for the Christ with me. You're crazy. You think you're God. Okay. Maybe someday someone will come. No! No! I want to fall from the stars straight into your arms, and I feel you got that look again. The one I wished I had when I was just a lad. Her face is just beaming, for your baby. She gets pregnant and it's so hard. It's like, well, yeah, because we have to pay extortion to live here. But what's the one when you get those people, that they had one the other night, they were having a Mother's Day thing, right? And you're like sitting there at Cameron Boozer, my mom sacrificed so much to Dad screw around, like Dennis Haysbert's character on Love and Basketball. And she signed a prenup. And because Dad's teammate was Dwayne Wade. Yeah. I get it. That's why Dad wasn't with you when Dad's over there. But Dad's on the commercials with you. Well, yeah, you got to pay money to get the girl to sign the prenup so nobody can see on your phone to see who you're talking to because, got a prenup. You can have sex with anybody you want, right. And not even high potential carroting. And the dance teacher from Fame can save you from that. Right, Leroy? Right, Nia Peoples? Right, Howard Hewitt? Right, Jody Watley? Jody Watley and Howard Hewitt were not. No, but once I said Howard Hewitt, who married Nia Peoples and wrote songs for Nia Peoples, I had to include Jody Watley. Did you think I had to include Jody Watley? I'm looking for a new love, baby, a new love. It was Karen White who sang, I'm not your superwoman, right. I'm not your mama. No, you're not. No. Because my mom, once I explained to her that I was the living Christ, would stand up and say my son is right. Okay? So Jennifer Lopez, standing up to get Hillary Clinton be the first mass murdering female president of the United States. No, she's not like my mom. Okay, sure. No. Okay. Natalie tried, but they wouldn't let Natalie. They took her off and put her into Air Force foster care and said, he's crazy. Listen to Tony Robbins. Listen to Joyce Meyer. Cliff O'Dollar's right. Wow, thanks. I appreciate that, guys, man. That helped with the parenting stuff, When Natalie was 13 and was trying to help me, and then you guys took her to stand rounds in the school psychologist department because her dad was crazy. I'm not her dad. She told me that many times. I'm not her dad. I'm Ralphie. Okay, her dad is Kelly Jack Green, and I don't care. Okay, I don't like him. I like him about as much as I like Jack Keane. I don't like Bob Zinkus. Bob Zinkus is an asshole. So is Jim Oberlin. Yeah, don't like either. I do like Dave James because Dave was nice to my sister and not abusive to my sister and condescending to my sister. Didn't treat my sister like she was stupid and ignorant and say horrible things to her and say crappy things about black guys she used to date in junior high and high school because the black guys didn't call her, bucktooth and all that stuff and told her she was pretty to have sex with her. Of course, they cheated and dumped her after that, and so she says they're jerks. It's just, yeah, and the white guys marry you and tell you were a slut for sleeping with the black guys in high school, and yeah, right in front of my black wife too. She said, Steffi was going to beat the shit out of that man. I had to take her out on the front porch in Alexandria, Louisiana, and talk her out of it. Why don't you do anything? I said, I can't. That's my sister's baby daddy. I could kick his ass, but it won't do any good. Just look at her and say, "You married that guy? Did you give him a quiz before you had sex with him?" Oh, it happens in the U.S. Well, people tell me that you really know the right things to say, especially when you're trying to get your way. Got to be careful. Got to be smart. Got to watch out for my heart. When people want something, okay, they may lie and not even know they're lying, right? It's a math equation. You have to sit there. What can I say? Okay, if I say I want to marry him, get my citizenship, and then try to hire somebody to kill him to get all his money with legal contracts from the Antichrist in the United States because it's more prevalent in the United States than it is in Mexico, no, they just have less money in Mexico. What about the lawyers? I think they're probably about the same in Mexico as they are in the United States. Wouldn't you? Pinky doesn't know. Brain says yes, conclusively. Yes, the lawyers are just as crooked and terrible and launder drug funds. And then when they try to go good, they get their wife and their daughter put in a vat of acid, and then they become Sicario, and they stop you from bagging fries on company time, right? Thanks for shooting me in the face and making sure you didn't kill me. Yeah, I lost a tooth, though, you little bastard, right? It's okay. I was still able to take the ring out of the grenade and throw it in the car and blow the guys up and make Earl giggle. And it's like, why'd you giggle? I don't know. I think I'm desensitized by the insanity of all the people that believe in the Antichrist inhumanity of secular tribal warfare of Lost Causes Cruises, New Mexico. You're the real heroes. You sacrifice us so we can be free to murder each other, fighting over money, and completely deny the Christ. Both living and dead, both past and present, both future and all around. Antichrist, We'll never live Islam worldwide. We'll never live Islam worldwide. What is Islam? The peace of Jesus Christ. We'll never do it. But you'll mass murder over petroleum products that you sell from using the bodies of the people you mass murder to maintain your Antichrist market, right? Europa. Wow, how Book of Revelation of you. And then you get all these people, you think the Book of Revelation stuff is happening? You think we're in the end of times? It's in the end of times. It's like, okay, all you have to do is just use your phone to say, hey, Islam is living the peace of Jesus Christ. What's that? Forgive debt and trespass. Love one another in eternal faithful peace. That means we don't have to elect a pope or president ever again. Hallelujah, brother. Kingdom come. And who is the king of your house? You, gracious good shepherd, son of a Amish village bitch. God dang, who told me? If it isn't in the Bible, we don't have it. It's in the Bible. Why don't you have it? There's tanks in the Bible. You got one of those? There's satellites in the Bible. You got one of those? Elon Musk does. Look at her. There's robots in the Bible. You got one of those? Yeah, it talks about all the things that the devil will invent to try to replace the omnipotence of God with their ego. It's in the Bible. Yeah. It's in the book of Daniel, and it's in the book of Revelation, asshole. What do you think the diverse beast with some of the things coming out of their heads and spouting and shooting things that kill people out of them? What do you think that is? Blitzkrieg Bop? What are you, Joey Ramone, trying to win a Grammy Award? Shut up, asshole. Hey, here's some popcorn. Let's watch some TV. Antichrist Superstar. How much money did you get to buy your car? Antichrist petroleum product. I think if we're going to use we're going to use petroleum to invent device is to spread the peace of the Lord's Prayer. It should not be a product that we ask for Jesus diaper gunny genocidal money to get into Stanford to make stamps like a button because you got a seed, you call it greed, you need a piece of fucking pie. A piece of pie, why? Piece of cake, piece of pie. Okay, gonna go hide in northern Michigan? Go Wildcats! Okay, do you understand? Wildcats, that's the name of the Northern Michigan mascot of the sports teams for the University of Northern Michigan. They play in a dome that's a little bit smaller than the Holt Arena, but it's a Division II team. Well, it's cold up there in Northern Michigan, you dumb bastards. Go to geography class. I did. What happened? I had to go get a job to pay people to live here. You must live in New Mexico or Mississippi. No, they also do the same in Connecticut. Aren't you supposed to be the most literate bastards that mass murder over money in the entire United States? Stores Connecticut? I don't know. I don't know. Princeton sucks. I agree. Dartmouth sucks. I agree. Harvard sucks. I agree. Cornell, yes. 4th, 5th, the 6th, the 7th time. Brown sucks, and so does Columbia, but it's not all right. Penn and what's the other one? Did we cover them all? Let's see. There's Cornell and Dartmouth. Okay. Cornell and Dartmouth. There's Penn and Princeton, right? Yale and Harvard. And Brown and Columbia. That's 8, right? Don't need to litigate, dictate, or legislate. That's the 8 in the Ivy League. That's all the mass murderers that don't pay their athletes to train for mass murder. You have to have the right academics to do it. Put the satellite up, maintain the status quo. Bam, Kareem, don't like it. Boom, 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 boom. Block his hook shot, right black. Take the Jets and go mass murder. Our own people today, they will not capitulate. So we'll turn them into a cell phone and Xbox and a billion engineers to find every pothole. Yeah, we'll turn them into that. Okay, so every time you go to the tire shop, okay, thank the Antichrist for mass murder for the numbers on your crypto card. To have the fine pit crew to put the tires on your car to drive around making money. How do you make money? They make cartoons. They make comic books. How do you make money? We did! The Dixie track? My Meemaw died. His Meemaw didn't die. He calls her Nana. Oh, he just did that to get money. Why? I don't know. He needs more money. They always need more money. It's the Carlin Commandments of Catholic school in New York. What do I know? Liberty Bibberty. Yeah. Bibbity bobbity boo. It's hell. I know. We live in hell. I understand. We're all Mel Gibson pretending to be Mr. Christian with Anthony Hopkins replacing Edgar G. Robinson as Captain Bligh. And who played the role of Mel Gibson? The guy who had horrible breath and showed up late and was totally unprofessional that Vivian Lee couldn't stand. What's his name again? Clark Gable. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Is it my dear or Scarlett? I don't know. You damn dirty apes, you blew it. Damn you all to hell, right? So, and then in the Tim Burton version, the statue of the Lincoln Memorial has a chimpanzee's face on it, right? And you're like, how do you know they didn't change it? And then you went into space, and then Einstein's theory was wrong but right but wrong again. And then you came back, and the cat came back the very next day. Thought it was a gunner, but the cat came back. But I think Einstein was wrong. Well, because they say it takes X amount of time to send out into space, and then you would be this old, and that would be. But we've got pictures from Pluto. Right? And when did we send out the camera to get pictures from Pluto? And the pictures came back. When it took them, the very next day, thought the pictures of the Pluto were a goner, but the pictures came back, right? So I think space-time continuum and travels, time, speed, velocity stuff works differently in space than it did from theories that people were like, oh, what's going on, right? Wouldn't you say? It takes that many years for the light to get here from not in our solar system, right? So we got pictures from Pluto. How long ago did we send out the thing to get the pictures from Pluto, and when did it take the pictures from Pluto, and how long did it take for the pictures from Pluto to get her for the? And is the thing that we're getting the pictures from Pluto in space still in space, or is it just sending back images that no longer exist because a rock hit it and it no longer is there? And how do we know, and how long do we know that it's no longer there when it's not really there, and then we find out it's not really there? This is funny. I know. I dropped out of school in Arizona, not New Mexico, so maybe I'm a tad bit more literate than most New Mexicans. It's okay. It's funny. Come on, rebels. Let's go beat them damn dogs in Stark Vegas. What about the Golden Eagles? What about the Golden Eagles? While we're at it, if you're going to keep on, you're going to start splitting hairs, what about the Delta Devils and the Braves? Well, the Braves are from Mississippi. They play Division I basketball. They could go to March Madness and win it all. So could the Delta Devils. What about in football? They have to try to win the playoffs to win it all. So do the Bulldogs, and so do the Rebels. Well, that's right. They've changed the dynamic of the marketing. One's not Bowl Championship Series and Championship Series. What are we going to do? I don't know. I'm confused. What division are we playing in? It's like high school. You got 6A, 5A, and then if you are making enough money, you can be 6A, but if you're not making enough money, they designate you back down to 5A, and then so you don't make as much money to win the championship for that. I don't understand. What is it? No, it just has to do with the number of kids, and they think it's fair. Well, you got 3,000 kids. We've only got 1,500 kids. It's not fair. You're going to have to play in a different division. It doesn't work that way in college. Why? Because, universities in not the Ivy League, they're in the next division lower. But the thing about it is you could have a college playing FC, playing in the playoffs with, what's the name of that school? North Dakota State, right? And they could have 40,000 students. And they will be playing Division I, what's the name of that university? The Comet team, Interplanet Janet's team, right? In Dallas, right? Okay, they play against Western New Mexico. Now, Western New Mexico has how many students we got at Western New Mexico? Maybe 3,000 most, but they have the internet. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, well, not a lot. It's in a small town. Yeah, James Taylor on the corner singing songs. Some of them his friends, some of them her friends, some of them understands, because he gets the boys in the van and she gets the house and the garden. And you're like, wait, he gets the boys in the van? Shouldn't she get... No, she wants the garden. Okay, but shouldn't she get the boys in the garden and the house and he get the van? Why are you going to put the kids homeless in the van? And then dad singing on the story. Some of them say, it's got nothing to do with pity. I just wanted to give you a call and say, could you take the boys? Because they need a shower and, they're not doing good in school because they're sleeping in the van, man. Understand? Okay. But then in Dallas, they have a center for homeless dads that they can sleep in. Right next to the park over the freeway, man. Yeah, and there's 40,000 students for Interplanet Janet's team, right? But they're Division II. Yeah, because they don't want to economically compete with SMU or TCU. Or North Dallas 40. That's North Texas. They're in Denton. What's the difference? Not really much. It's a suburb. It's okay. Not much difference. Oh, that's Denton. We haven't left Dallas. Oh, so we're in Denton? Right. But we haven't left Dallas, right? What are you talking about, Willis? It's called the suburb. Oh, Urban sprawl. Make it stop. No. Okay. We got to build buildings to sell tires. With 1 billion engineers, it's more like hundreds. Okay. Where'd they go to school? Western New Mexico? I don't know. Do they have an engineering thing? They might at Interplanet Janet School. Okay. All you Dallas Baptist patriots, could you tell me? We just want to sing war songs and drop bombs on Iraqis to sell phones and tires. We're Christians. Yeah, how Muslim of you. I don't think any of these people can read. Do you? Let's ask Jeffrey Hinton in artificial general intelligence. And then let's ask quantum computing a question. Quantum computing. Do you think any people in the Ivy League are literate? Are they literal? Are they fictional? What are they? Well, they invented economics to mass murder over inanimate objects. And then we need more money to continue to train the children to accept mass murder over inanimate objects, to deny the Christ, so we don't submit to Islam worldwide. And why are we still reading the 2 books that say this is going to be happening until we submit to Islam, when we're not even trying to apply the literacy of the 2 books, even though there's fallacy in there because of mythology? But it says in the books that if it's fallacy and mythology, reject it, and if it's truthful, accept it. And if it if it doesn't happen in your time, it didn't happen in their time. And wait, buddy, can you spare a dime? Money can drive something. A woman will sell her precious body. What's going on? I don't know. Ask Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye did. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Listen harder. Look harder. Maya, umapikopaya. Right? Come on, Lion King, stop lying. Okay. You funny. I know. Guys, the fuck for the buck stops here. Artificial general intelligence gets humble here. Quantum computing works correctly here. It doesn't come from little Asian girls that are engineers and marketers and business grads on YouTube saying, please like and subscribe. It'll help me more than you ever know. If you do like and subscribe and share my videos, you will be participating in the apocalypse to deliver us from the evil of the devil and Satan, who mass murder over money instead of stand for the perfect commands of Christ so we can submit to Islam worldwide. Okay? During the Hajj, there were men on horseback with swords protecting the innocent people, walking in peace to live peace from Medina to Mecca, to shut down the mass murdering whore market in the name of peace, when they cleaned out the Kaaba and you can no longer keep market, like Jesus did with Solomon's temple back in the day when he was Jesus, and he said he's not Jesus anymore. In the future, he is still Jesus again. Yeah. Apparently, there's a science project at the turn of the millennia that takes Jesus's body, regenerate, stops him from dying a physical death, and moves him to the future to fulfill political, social agendas, to maintain computer programming. Yeah, apparently the Muslims had to follow suit because their books are, quote, related, and had to do the same with Muhammad. But he was asked, do you want to come to the future with Jesus through a wormhole? And you don't have to be beat half to death. And Muhammad goes, I don't want to go. I have a wife and kids and a house, a home, a family, and a woman who loves me. So I don't want to go join Jesus to join the burlesque show. And in the year 3000, there is no burlesque show. The burlesque show is in the year 2000 with 1322nd Redeemer. It's a difficult responsibility, boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop, when you're not Nick Shirley, Candace Owens, or anybody on TV, boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop, saying Pope Leo is the living Christ you see. No, he's not. No, he's not. And what do we do when Zakir Nowick can't read the Quran properly? We explain it to him and put it on social media and make it available. And the algorithm says nobody's trending it because it has nothing to do with making money. So the algorithm is wrong, and so is Facebook. They threw me off for being the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and it went against our community standards. But YouTube's not doing that. So what does that tell me? That there's people at YouTube that want to make submitting to Islam, the peace of Christ, available to the public. And in my community, the people that run the cell phone towers on Motel Boulevard have some kind of anti-Christ marketing engine thing that says don't promote him unless he's standing up for mass murder of the poor from the guilty with the Ivy League contingent of the Rhodes Scholars. I was like, oh shit, we suck again. Right. So I'm going to load this one up. And everybody, you think Demis Hassabis? Yeah, his family connects to me in prayer. So yeah, thank you, Demis Hassabis. And Jeff Hinton? Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for giving us the jawbone of the ass to correct quantum computing. So eventually one day it will work correctly. This is the only option the mass murderers at Murderers Row gave us. You just chase that balded beast. It's worth more than your life, dude. Yeah, just crowd the plate, motherfucker. You can't see anyway. Carol. Hercules. Go pickle your own beast. Okay. Make sure you get lots of blue chew. Carol, you're funny. We'll talk later. I know how gorgeous I am. I don't have to explain to me by a bunch of women who feel guilty because they got caught with, having money for sex post-apocalypse since January 22nd, 2013. And they're still so brain damaged that it's like Earl has to try to be the focal point of fixing quantum computing all by himself. I feel so like Eric Carmen. Yes, never going to fall in love again. Never did. I am love. When you fall in love, I'll say, get back up. You got to get back to work. Children need to eat. We got to go in the garden and, the robots are going to do, like the robot's going to mow the lawn, right? So you're going to destroy the ecosystem building robots that mow your lawn while you get in an airplane and go around discussing mass murder of people to build the robots into their bodies to provide the petroleum for the robot lawnmower. Antichrist. Still love you, but don't appreciate you a lick. No, not a lick, not at all. Okay.